All right. Let's see here. All right, so this is the COTA West in the next gen walkthrough. I'm gonna start out uh, just by giving a kind of a brief rundown um, of like what's the biggest change and where those changes may need to be made on like as we come to the green. Um, so turns 1, 2, and into the S's is all the same, but it's the back part of the S's that change. We aren't turning right, heading down to the S's. We are heading left out of the S's. So all this right here should be very familiar. Then right here, we would normally head right, but instead we're going to head left. And this is the, I guess you could say the only new part. But it's very much just a short little, and then this is the back straightaway. And you're just going to come down here, same as always, and then into the, I guess you could say the stadium section of the course. We'll do one kind of semi-fast lap, and then we'll kind of break it down, go back and review it. We may do two hot laps and see if we can get back into the 36s. This setup I have is, I don't have a ton of I made it some minor changes. Like I said, I immediately went to the 36s with it first run out, or I should say 37 flats, and then I went to the 36s, just getting some new. But I'm gonna come to the green. You're gonna be shifting. You're gonna start in first, go to second, and then depending on your setup, some of them are probably gonna have you go into fifth right here for a brief second. This one, mine does. I go into first for just a brief second. Come down here, first gear. Go in all the way up to second. I'm gonna relax the throttle just a little bit because you can get really, really loose. And then we'll take these S's, and I want to stay as close to these turtles as possible without doing that because you can hear the car bouncing, hitting the ground. And this section right here, if you, like this right here, oh, I didn't get off track. It's so easy getting off track right there. Second gear, stay in second. Ooh, too far. There's a white line usually I peg out at right there. That's how I know my braking zone. I was just listening for the peg, and I wasn't actually looking at the line. Second gear all the way through here, then to first gear, coming to the carousel. So you're going to launch in first gear, coming to second, go to third, going to relax the throttle. I like to stay as close to this inside as possible. Just partial throttle, just keeping the tires from not spinning. Third gear still, third gear, third gear, third gear. Then down to first. You can stay in second if you tend to come right here. And if you're spinning the wheels in first, it's probably just best to stay in third. One kind of speed it up a little bit. Like I said, relax the throttle right here because it's so easy to spin. You can get up to fourth and coast down. Oh, too fast, too fast, too fast, too fast. I said, you got to get into fourth early if you're going to get into fourth. If not, just stay in third. Like I said, this portion right here is probably where you're going to get the most off tracks. Yep, just like that. Stay in second. Down to first. You can stay in second. Sometimes if I think I'm going too slow, I will bump it down into first. Almost all these are going to be down into first. Especially if you can get the car straightened. Go into second. There may be a preference. I've tried it a few times, and it's not like a deal breaker. So yeah, we'll go put one time through. No, we're not. I could hear myself lock up the brakes. We'll go to that 36, and then we'll go to the cockpit. All right, so this is going to be coming to the green. Okay. I should say coming. Yeah, we're going to be coming to the start finish line right here. Notice how almost all these, if you'll listen for the tire spin, the second the wheels start to spin, I lift off and immediately go to the next gear. When you can downshift and just lower the RPMs just a little bit, it can keep them, especially in the lower gears, you can really keep the tires from spinning by doing that. So let's get just that brief. So right here, on the front straightaway, I get into fifth just barely. And I'm more or less looking at this. Let's see if we can. I'm looking right here is where I'm looking. I'm looking, okay, I just passed the pit wall. And boom, I know right in here somewhere is going to be my braking zone. The more you push it later, like the longer you wait to hit your brakes, the farther you need to stay out to the right this way. Stay as far along this line. So you'll see brakes, brakes. Because if you push it inward here, you're just going to slide out more. But if you like to coast in and get in, then by all means, you can go in there and cut off some of that time. So play it back one time at full speed. And I do a lot of my looking when I'm turning into at least to the left-hand turns, through this little mirror or this little section right here. I'm looking at trying to keep my eye right here in this view as much as possible, because that means I'm not going to hit that curb. And just partial throttle. You can see partial throttle. Fourth gear. Let's go out to a chase view just to show how easy it is or how close you can get. That's not going to be it. Yeah, just barely. You do not want to touch it and run it. This may actually be just a touch too close, because I'm going to think I can still head left the next time by and end up clipping it. But yeah, you want to set yourself up to kind of turn in kind of early to each one. And you want to hit this, so when you get to this S right here, I want to be able to hit right in here in second gear. I want to get down to second gear, but also kind of stay as kind of left as possible over this hill, because this is actually kind of almost a blind hill, and it's so easy to get out over here and get off track. This is the easiest portion that I have found to get off track, because you think you can just like, oh, fly in here and the cars won't turn. Well, it's actually you're going to fly over it. And this section is nothing but a downhill, flat, left. So like I said, well, this right here, you can stay left here. If you get like right here, if I was to cross myself, I'll come back out just a little bit. If I was to be any more to the right, because get this center line over the apex of this corner anymore, I'd be an off track. Let's see one time. And the car will bottom out. You don't want to be full. Come out the S's right here. Go back to cockpit so that way you can kind of see. But watch my throttle come back through here. Never full throttle. Just enough throttle to keep it going forward without spinning any tires. Then right here we're going to go. I'm looking at this 100 sign right here. This little white marker is the 100 sign marker. But I should peg the second gear limiter just as I reach that marker every time, as long as I don't overshoot that left-hander back here. As long as I don't overshoot it and go out wide, like right there, that is perfect. Hit that 100 marker, down to first gear. Just launch first gear, second. Down to first gear. Just first, second, all the way up down through here. And now, you're going to see some people in this carousel section stay wide. You're going to see them hit here, go out wide, hit here, go out wide, here, come back. And they're almost going to like go in, out, in, out, in, out. Kind of like I like staying as close to this inside as possible. I feel like when I get out too wide, I'm sliding a little too much. Let me see from the blimp. Chopper, yeah. You see, just I'm staying below that dark gray area the whole time. And then when I get out here, and this is I don't even know if I really have a good breaking point for this area. This is the one section I feel like I am so far off compared to everybody. Is this second to last left-hander before the pits, or the last left-hander before the pits. I kind of get across this line. I just kind of start slowing up more or less. I don't really start pushing it just because there's nothing visually here for me to look at and be like, oh, yeah, this is where I know where I have to brake. You can see just across here, I just kind of start lifting and just do my best to stay on track. It's so easy to go off track right here. And then down to first. And like I said, if you're getting any sort of wheel spin off of this going into first gear, just keep it in second. You're not really going to lose a ton of time. You may lose a tenth or two on the shorter end of the run, but you may end up saving some tire heat on the first part of the run, or on the long run. And that is pretty much a lap around COTA West in the NextGen. I said we can run it back. And that is a lap around COTA West in the NextGen. So hopefully this helps. And if there's anything I didn't touch on, uh, let me know, and we'll see what it is I can